Seeing that it's 7, you guys please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we kick off tonight, Dr. Kripliver, if you want to explain our first event of Moment of Silence, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our monthly school board meeting. For those of you watching us online, thank you for joining us. And for those in the audience, thank you for being here this evening. We would like to start off tonight by having a moment of silence for a former school board member, Mr. James Vanderlyn. Mr. Vanderlyn started his tenure with the Lake Station Community Schools Board of Trustees back in 1972 and served on this board for 44 years. As the school board process changed, he was one of the 3 board members when the Lake Station Board was a 3-member board. Then when it became an appointed board, he was one of the 5 that served on this board when it was an appointed board. And finally, when it became an elected board, he continued his service on the Board of School Trustees by being elected to his office. He was also awarded the Sagamore or the Wabash Award, which is the highest citizen award that can be earned from a citizen of the state of Indiana. He was also very active in our community, very active in our church, and very, very much was true to his heart about students education, and Lake Station being second to none in providing our students with a high quality education. With that, if I could ask everyone this evening for a moment of silence in honor and recognition of Mr. James Vanderlyn, I would appreciate that. A moment of silence, please. Thank you for your respect towards Mr. Vanderlyn. Mr. President, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, one more thing before we kick the meeting tonight off. If you're watching online, you're not watching the wrong school board. Yes, we are all wearing River Forest gear. This was due to a bet we had with the River Forest School Board on the varsity boys basketball team this year. Congratulations to River Forest on winning that game. With that being said, we are all representing River Forest here, and we congratulate you gentlemen on a win that night and an actual very successful season. So good job on that. With that, Dr. Kripliver, I will turn it back to you to start the regular meeting.
All right, thank you. The first item of business is
There was no public comments.
okay.
Sorry.
the first item of business is the consent agenda. Under the consent agenda is the approval of minutes, financial fiscal information, extracurricular hirings, and donations. I recommend to the board that they approve the consent agenda as presented this evening.
Hearing the superintendent's recommendation, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Hearing a first and a second, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Prohaska? Oh, I'm sorry, comments. Yes, I apologize. Comments?
I mean, thank you for all the donations, of course. It's always nice to see people, coming out and supporting.
Can we pause, Dr. Kerr? Can you read the donations, please? I just like the public to know who has donated and how much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Tenorio. We have 4 people or organizations that have made donations this evening that we'd like to recognize. Brianna Alderson is donating $20 for the high school cheerleaders. The Lions Club here in Lake Station is donating personal hygiene products for our students in the value of $200. The Crown Point chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution has donated $30 worth of books to the elementary schools so that they can have a copy of the book titled Lafayette America's Youngest Hero and Guest. And that's $15 a book, and they have made a donation of $30 so we could purchase two of those books, one for each of our elementary schools. Finally, our last donation that we'd like to recognize comes from George Leith from the Leith Management Group, who has made a donation of $500 and is putting that donation toward the senior class trip. And we appreciate and thank all of the organizations and citizens that have made a donation to Lake Station Schools this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Dr. Kribler. Any other comments?
Just like to thank all the donations.
Absolutely. Thank you all very much. We'll take it to a vote. Mr. Proeska,
Aye.
Mr. Music,
Aye.
Mr. Tenorio,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Moving on to items under personnel, I'd like to recommend to the board this evening that they accept and distribute the early literacy grant funds that were provided to us from the Department of Education. And those early literacy grant funds are for eligible kindergarten through third grade teachers and staff per grant guidelines. This year, the grant total amount was $7,709.14. And I would recommend approval and distribution of those grant funds.
Hearing the recommendation,
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motion to approve.
any comments? Hearing none, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Proeska,
Aye.
Mr. Music,
Aye.
Mr. Tenorio, and I
Aye.
vote aye.
Moving on to items under new business this evening. The first item is requiring no action of the board this evening, but I'm presenting for first reading to the school board policies 2340, which are titled Field and Other Corporation Sponsored Trips, policy 8330, Directory Information, and policy 6250, Proof of Residency. And I am submitting these policies for revision to the school board for first reading this evening. At the April school board meeting, the board will be asked to consider revising those policies. Moving on to item number 2 under new business, I am recommending to the board this evening that they approve the facility request made by Eclipse Drum and Bugle Corps to use Edison Junior Senior High School's band and choir rooms, auditorium and stage, football field, and concession stands for the purpose to use our facilities for residency, rehearsals, performances, and to sell concessions items at their performance. They will be here from June 28th, 2025 through July 13th, 2025, and they will be putting on a public performance using our football field on that Sunday, July 13th. I would recommend board approval of this facility request.
Hearing the recommendation,
I make a motion to approve.
second,
Second.
not public, comments?
Yeah, I would just, like to point out, this is what, over, a little over 7,000. What's the exact number, Dr. Crippler,
We're looking at approximately about $7,500, and this money from the Eclipse Drum and Bugle Corps, that money would go to our band and music program.
And since we have Mr. Kelly here in the audience as well, I want to thank you for putting this together because that's something that's very needed for our music program. And I appreciate all the effort you're putting into to take care of those things.
Absolutely. I'm gonna
Thank you.
stand behind his comment and say good work, and hopefully you can use that very well. Any other comments? Take it to a vote. Mr. Proeska,
Yes.
Mr. Music,
Aye.
Mr. Tenorio,
All right.
and I vote aye.
Moving on to item number 3 under new business, I'm asking the board this evening to approve the following field trip requests that were made from Miss Amy Brayley to go to Chicago and Mr. Pagan to go to Chicago and to Indianapolis.
Hearing the superintendent's recommendation,
I make a motion to approve the field trip requests.
I'll second to approve the field trip request.
Any comments? Hearing none, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Proeska,
Aye.
Mr. Music,
Aye.
Mr. Tenario,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Mr. President, that is all the business that I have to come before the board this evening.
Thank you, Mr. or Dr. Kripliver. Mr. Proeska, do you have any departing comments?
We'd just like to thank everybody who made donations. Thank you all who are watching online. I thank you for what you've done for the band, and that's a great idea, and thank you for doing that work to get that here. That is all I have.
Mr. Music?
So first thing I wanna mention is I do wanna express my condolences to the Vanderlyn family. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it, to the services as I was handling some services at my own job, but, very sorry for the loss. I mean, that's a loss for our whole community. Jim was a great guy. He was always so kind to me anytime I saw him, even though I feel like he barely knew me, even though he probably knew my family pretty well. But he was a really great guy. And, so I just want to say I'm very sorry for their loss and for the community's loss. In lighter news, obviously, as David mentioned, with the River Forest, bet we had on the basketball game, I would like to point out that our JV team did win though. So if we would have, bet on the JV team, we would have been good. But, there's always next year, we'll keep working. And the most important thing for me is that I'm always going to bet on our kids, no matter what the situation is, whatever their circumstances are. I'm always going to bet on our kids.
Absolutely. Mr. Tenario?
Oh, thank you. Again, the band thing, that's great. That's gonna raise some money for our programs, and hopefully our kids will they be involved at all? Anything, learning from them or being involved? That's great that the kids will actually get to perform too. Yeah, so the money donation and the experience is great. Thank you for putting that together. And the other thing about, Mr. Vanderlyn, 42 years on the board. I hope that any of you board members have let that sink in. I was 5 years old when he got on the board.
I wasn't born,
I
sir.
know. And I was very proud to serve probably about the last 8 years that Jim was on the board. He was just a great man, and he really did put a lot of time and effort. So family does to Lake Station Schools. And Jim, I'm gonna miss you very much. And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Piggyback kind of off of everybody else as well. Thank you, everybody listening and here. The donations, thank you very much for all those. Thank you for your hard work you're putting into the band programming and getting it going in a good direction. To Mr. Vanderlyn's family, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. Was one of the greatest men I've ever met, and he made you smile every time you see him. So my prayers go out to you. Dr. Kripliver, do you have anything?
I do. I have a couple of announcements this evening. Lake Station Community Schools has partnered with the Lake County Health Department to offer a vaccination clinic here at Edison in this room, the community room. Our first one was held on March 13th, but we will have two more, one May 15th, and then one when school starts in September 25th will be the last one. I also want to make recognition of the Lake Station Lions Club. They have partnered here with a local eye doctor in Lake Station to provide needed glasses for any of our students that may need help in getting glasses. Reach out to the school, reach out to a member of the Lions Club, and they will be very happy to help you with that. Yesterday, we had the career fair for our Edison High School students, and this was the third career fair that we had. It was very well attended. We had over 40 vendors representing colleges, universities, representing apprenticeships, internship programs, military service, law enforcement, and also we had people from the Legacy Foundation that were here to offer our students the opportunity to apply for scholarships to further their education. It was very well attended, and our students also got a little bit of swag out of it. So they got some things to take home with them. I want to just thank Raquel Ivaco for organizing that and working with the mayor, Bill Carroll, and some community citizens to put that career fair on for our students this year. Last night, the elementary schools combined their efforts and held a math madness event up here at Edison High School where parents and students were able to come, work on some STEM projects and work on some math projects where they made different shapes using paper, popsicle sticks, toothpicks, and marshmallows. They also featured popcorn and snow cones for our patrons that visited the Math Madness program last night. We also had students guess on the number of jelly beans that were in a jar. Another one was how many beads and how many hair ties. And they won, those that guessed the number or came closest won a prize. So we appreciate that opportunity that our elementary schools provided for our community and our families. And the last but not least, in case anybody has forgotten, Lake Station Schools is on spring break next week. Enjoy spring break, but remember, school starts back up after spring break on Monday, March 31st. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome. Mrs. Tauber, do you have anything?
Just that I want to express my deepest condolences to the Vanderlyn family. I got to work with Jim for a lot of years. We became dear friends. And even after he left the board, we still got to chat quite often, and he will be greatly missed by me. I had a lot of respect for Jim, and I'm very sorry for Eleanor and for their whole family. So he will be missed.
Absolutely. Mrs. Wesnett, anything?
The same, my condolences to the Vanderlyn family. I've known Jim for a very long time as well, and he will be dearly missed.
Any other comments? With that being said, this meeting is adjourned.